I underestimated their ambitions. I never thought they would even disregard family ties for the sake of the treasure map. Hector sighed softly. The Dylan they saw today shocked them. He appeared friendly on the surface, but his words were filled with veiled threats. They'll be getting married in 5 days. It seems like Kate plans to use this treasure map as her dowry. Natasha frowned. With the threat of death hanging over them, it was clear that the Hammond family would likely take further actions if they didn't give up the treasure map. Dustin, what do you think about this? Ruth suddenly asked. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, Dustin said coldly. Upon hearing his words, the group fell silent. They had yet to adapt to the sudden change of their relationship into enemies. Did they really have to fight each other? Which one of you is Cecilia's family member? At that moment, a nurse rushed into the room. I'm a relative. What happened? Dustin immediately stood up. After the rescue efforts, Cecilia is safe now. But unfortunately, she lost the baby she was carrying, the nurse said regretfully. What? Everybody's face fell when they heard that. Dustin's eyes turned cold. He exuded a murderous aura. Dylan, you're dead meat. Dustin and the others rushed to the operating room after receiving the news. Still unconscious, Cecilia was being wheeled out. Beside her was something covered with a white sheet. Dustin's hands trembled as he lifted the white sheet. It was the baby's lifeless body. His eyes turned bloodshot, and he gritted his teeth. A wave of anger surged within him. He had promised Nelson that he would protect Cecilia and their baby. Now, not only were the mother and daughter severely injured and hospitalized, but Cecilia had also tragically lost her child. It was an earth-shattering tragedy for him. Amidst the guilt and self-blame, he was overwhelmed with anger. He was livid. How did this happen? We were fine when we left. How did? Natasha's face turned pale as she struggled to comprehend the situation. Cecilia was 9 months pregnant and about to give birth. They couldn't imagine the pain of losing a life that was growing in her. I'm sorry. We did our best. A doctor explained. The fetus had already lost its life during the car accident. Saving the adult is the best we could have hoped for in this unfortunate situation. Baby, my baby. At some point, Cecilia had already opened her eyes. Tears streamed down her face when she heard the doctor's words. But she didn't even have the strength to cry as she was too weak. Cecilia, I'm sorry. It's my fault that you all got involved in this. Natasha grabbed Cecilia's hand. Her eyes were brimming with tears. The accident was directed at her, yet Cecilia and her baby had been dragged in for no reason. She felt responsible for the child's death. Haley, how is Haley? Cecilia snapped to her senses. Her grip on Natasha's hand tightened.